Have you ever wondered how cheese, a versatile and delicious food staple, is made? Picture this: a time long before refrigeration, even before the pyramids of Egypt were built. Humans, in their quest for sustenance, stumbled upon a process that unlocked a whole new world of flavors. Yes, we're talking about the ancient origins of cheese, a culinary marvel that's been tantalizing our taste buds for millennia. The invention of cheese was not just a happy accident, but a testament to human ingenuity. The process, which began as a simple method of preserving milk, has evolved into an art form with countless varieties and techniques. From the pungent blues to the creamy bries, from the sharp cheddars to the mellow mozzarellas, the list is endless and the process, well, it's a fascinating journey. So, are you ready to explore how a simple ingredient like milk transforms into this culinary delight we all love? Now get ready as we delve into the fascinating process of cheese making. At its most basic, cheese production involves just a few key ingredients: milk, cultures, rennet, and salt. The magic begins with milk, the cornerstone of all cheese. Cow's milk is the most common, but goats, sheep's, and even buffalo's milk can be used, each imparting their unique flavor and texture to the final product. Next, cultures are added to the milk. These are beneficial bacteria that kickstart the fermentation process, converting lactose into lactic acid and giving cheese its characteristic tang. Then comes rennet, an enzyme that causes the milk to coagulate and form curds. This is where you start to see the transformation from liquid to solid. Lastly, salt is added not just for flavor but also to help preserve the cheese and draw out moisture, essential for creating the desired texture and firmness. With these ingredients in hand, we're ready to start making cheese. The first step in cheese making is to warm the milk and add the cultures. So, let's dive into the details. Imagine you're in your cozy kitchen, the aroma of warm milk fills the air. We start by gently warming the milk. This isn't a quick process, but rather a slow, gradual rise in temperature. It's akin to waking up slowly to a gentle sunrise rather than a blaring alarm. The milk needs to be warmed to a specific temperature, typically between 86 and 95 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the optimal temperature range where the magic begins. Now, it's time to introduce some friendly bacteria into our milk. We call these cultures, and they're a crucial part of cheese making. Think of them as the unseen heroes of the process. These cultures are responsible for kickstarting the fermentation process, a natural transformation where lactose, the sugar in milk, is converted into lactic acid. These cultures aren't just any bacteria, they are carefully selected strains, each bringing unique flavors and textures to the cheese. Some create a tangy taste, others a creamy texture, and some even help form the holes you see in Swiss cheese. It's a world of possibilities, all in these tiny, invisible life forms. Once the milk is at the right temperature, we sprinkle the cultures into it, gently stirring to ensure they're evenly distributed. It's important not to rush this step. The cultures need time to wake up, stretch out, and start their work. We let the milk sit for about an hour, allowing the cultures to begin the fermentation process. Now, the kitchen is filled with a sense of anticipation. The milk, once a simple sweet liquid, has begun its journey towards becoming a delightful cheese. The cultures are working their magic, fermenting the milk and preparing it for the next crucial step. Once the cultures are added, it's time for the next ingredient, rennet. But we'll delve into that in the next segment. For now, savor the beginning of this fascinating process as the humble milk takes its first steps towards becoming a delectable cheese. Rennet, a vital ingredient, is what turns our liquid milk into solid curds. It's the magic wand in our cheese-making process. Rennet, traditionally derived from the stomach lining of ruminant animals, is an enzyme that works its sorcery by coagulating milk. This is the process where the milk transforms from a liquid state into a semi-solid one, forming curds. But how does this happen? Well, the rennet causes the proteins in the milk, specifically casein, to link together, forming a network that entraps water and fat, thereby creating the curds. The leftover liquid is what we call whey. This separation of milk into curds and whey is a crucial step in cheesemaking. Rennet is truly an enchanting ingredient, and without it, we wouldn't have the wide variety of cheeses we enjoy today. After the magic of rennet, we move on to the next step, cutting and cooking the curds. Cutting and cooking the curds is where we start to see our cheese take shape. This stage is all about precision and patience. As the curd sets, it should be cut into uniform pieces. Why, you ask? Well, the size of these curd cubes plays a significant role in determining the moisture content of the final cheese. Smaller curds will produce a firmer cheese, while larger curds result in a softer cheese. Now, on to cooking. The curds are gently heated, causing them to shrink and harden. This step, known as scalding, expels whey from the curds and affects the cheese's final texture. The temperature and duration of the scalding process are tailored to the type of cheese being made. A higher temperature and longer cooking time will yield a harder cheese. So you see, every step in cheesemaking is an art, a science, and a labor of love. With the curds cut and cooked, we're on the home stretch. The final steps of cheesemaking involve draining the whey, molding the cheese, and letting it age. So let's dive into these final stages, shall we? First, we drain the whey. This is the liquid left behind after our curds have formed. Draining the whey is crucial as it allows the cheese to solidify and obtain its characteristic texture. Next, we move on to molding the cheese. The curds are placed into molds, often in a variety of shapes and sizes. This is where our cheese begins to take on its final form. It's a delicate process that requires precision and patience. Finally, we arrive at the aging process. This is where the magic happens. The cheese is stored under specific conditions and allowed to mature over time. This aging process is what gives the cheese its unique flavor profiles. From tangy cheddar to creamy brie, each cheese owes its distinct taste to this all-important step. And there you have it, the fascinating journey from milk to cheese.